Well, what do we have here? The part of the story they refuse to tell you about. A piece of the puzzle that paints a more vivid picture of who you are and where you come from. It's insane if you really think about what's been done to us. Builders of such brilliance in antiquity. Etheric beings that communicated with the cosmos. We were applicators of supreme mathematics and wisdom. And this is before the vapor canopy. Before an invader still currently in control infected the way of life. You can carry an entire lifetime and still feel like something was taken from you. Something you were supposed to remember, but never fully could. There is a part of you that never accepted the version you were given. That feeling has a source. They handed you a story about fairs, supposedly exhibitions, introductions of new technologies to the realm, a grand unveiling of progress for the public to witness. But what happened instead feels like the last time any of it was seen, like a closing to an era, not the beginning. Much of what was displayed never appeared again in the same way. The cohesion, the presence, the way everything existed is one complete expression, gone from record like it served its final purpose, and the structures themselves, raised in a matter of months, then removed just as quickly once the crowds were gone, as if something intricate, something that precise, had no reason to remain. The buildings are said to have been wooden structures framed with plaster. They don't even try to season the lie before making you swallow it now. And power tools weren't even introduced until around 1917, but didn't become widely used until about the mid-1920s. And in that same stretch of time, entire cities are said to have been constructed, displayed, and removed. Work like that demands more than what's being credited to it. The outcome points to capability that doesn't match the timeline. And if that level of capability truly came from that time, it would still be visible in what followed, as in today's world. But instead, it's not. Look at what surrounds you now. Everything is boxed into cubes. Straight lines, right angles, structures designed to contain energy instead of expressing it. It is the antithesis of where you come from. You're being asked to accept that a people with barely introduced tools suddenly reached a level that demands precision from the ground up, but then walked away from it like it meant nothing. Does that even make sense to you? Not when the outcome shows control at every level, from the way nothing looks out of place, from something already lived in, not just discovered, found, and so direly needed to get rid of, especially the buildings themselves. Structures like that aren't created for a short window. They come from a people who had full command over what they were doing, a people who could produce the kind of environment without treating it like an event. So when it's placed inside a narrow slice of time, and everything around it shrinks right after, it'll connect dots for those with eyes to see. What you're looking at wasn't the beginning of anything. It was the last time it stood in plain view. And right after that window, the control shifted. Rockefeller and his minions didn't just influence education, they built it. The Board of Education didn't appear to expand knowledge. It was put in place to standardize it, filter it, to decide what would be carried forward and what would be erased. Your memory was targeted. Anything tied to the old world. Anything that pointed back to a higher level of understanding, removed from what would be taught. You don't question what you're never shown. You don't remember what you're never told existed. So the past gets rewritten, condensed, stripped down until it fits inside a version that doesn't threaten control. And once that takes a hold, it builds on itself, generation after generation. The same version passed down. The same limits reinforced, the same ceiling placed over what a human being is supposed to believe about themselves. It was all engineered. Once you disconnect a people from their origin, you don't have to destroy them. You just have to redirect them. And that redirection is visible right now. You can see it in the direction everything is moving, and what is being normalized, and what continues to replace what once stood. It doesn't carry the same source, the same depth. It doesn't reflect the same understanding. It mirrors form without carrying what gave it life. Fallen angelic artificial intelligence, a system built to replicate intelligence without carrying the essence behind it. So if you could step back and see the entire picture, the magnitude becomes clear. How far everything has gone in the wrong direction, away from our divine origins. It was about control over what is known, what is remembered, and how people see themselves. And once that was secured, everything else followed. But even with all of it in place, it didn't fully take, because something in you was never part of that system. Something that still recognizes truth without needing to be taught. Something that doesn't accept the surface when something deeper is present. An older conflict is behind all of this. Fallen angels in opposition to the Most High, waging war against what was established. That war didn't just stay above. It reached here and reshaped what you see now. It altered the course of what followed. Until this day, the traces remain in plain sight.